So I think about a week ago, we made a video looking at the exclusive Aces video on what he wants out of Black Ops 7. We got another one, a similar one, but this time with Marksman. Now his videos are predominantly focused on search and destroy. So I think he'll have a little interesting take compared to that. And I'm wondering if he also brings in zombies, if he also brings in Warzone, or what he says. But the title of the video is The Black Ops 7 Rumors Are Flying, and then the thumbnail is like his wish list, what he wants out of the game. So I wanted to see what he has to say and what his takes are on what he wants, and let's see if I agree or disagree.
Looking forward to this one, baby. Looking forward to it. I was looking forward to this one, baby. Looking forward to it. There's a lot of rumors flying around, you know.
I believe this one was from a while ago, so I'm curious if it gets like, for example, the wall running move, that sort of movement. I wonder if that was in this and what he has to say about it.
Twitterverse, in YouTube videos with clickbait all around it. And I get it. People want views. Me too. Me too. But I try to be truthful and realistic, and I can tell you right now, as far as I know, nobody in the content creator sphere have played Black Ops 7, have played any iteration of Warzone they're working on next, or Blackout, because I know that's a big rumor too right now. Now let's talk about a couple things here. First off, Blackout, because people saw this big rumor.
By the way, I was the first person to say, I guarantee you, go back, check the timeline. I said it in my first reaction to the trailer that the people dropping in the wingsuits was co-op campaign. I said it immediately. You know who was right? You know who was right? This guy. And everyone's like, it's Blackout.
This picture with wingsuits saying Blackout's coming back, new Blackout game with Treyarch making it in BO7. As far as I know, absolutely no chance. And the reason for that is I am pretty confident that right now the only Battle Royale that they want to work on is Warzone. That's their biggest, by far, most money cash cow that they're working with. They will not purposefully sabotage it. Okay? They won't. They won't do that. We had Warzone, we got Warzone 2. They're definitely working on Warzone 3. Okay? And it will be made by Infinity Ward, as the other two were. Of course, with supporting studios like Raven and stuff. But they're not going to make another BR game that will basically cannibalize their own player base. They're going to split it. Like, we're going to split it? No. And some people said, well, they're going to make a new Blackout, and then Warzone 2 is going to be sunsetted pretty much. Also, not the case.
There's no way in hell he's right.
No. It's not how it works right now. I would love to see Blackout come back. I think that is the better version of a Battle Royale for Call of Duty. I think what they have with Warzone right now is very...
Which, by the way... So one of the reasons... Let me get in here. One of the reasons why people say that they can't do Blackout is because of the way the microtransactions work. With blueprints and everything like that, you need to be able to have loadouts in order to use those things. Well, if they did it in a way where instead of blueprints, they did camos, and then when you picked up a gun off the ground... because it was all loot, no loadouts back then. You picked a gun up off the ground. You got to pick what camo it had in the menus beforehand. Problem would be solved because then you could sell camos. Then they would work on every weapon. But no, we have to have this shitty blueprint system that I hate. I hate it. Anyway,
and boring, even with Verdansk coming back in a game where basically you just land and you loot cash money to then buy the same weapon or loadout that you use every single game is boring.
Yep.
If I could have landed in Fortnite every game and had a gold scar off spawn, I would have been bored. When you kill people, there's no reward to it. Not really. You don't feel anything. Like, oh, I killed someone that's using the exact same guns I already have. Basically. Or you kill them and maybe they have upgrades for you, but that's only because you're using a ground loot weapon. Maybe because you're...
Oh, do you want to hear a theory? I might have to clip this and make it a short. Do you want to hear a theory? Do you want to know why loadouts are still in Warzone? Here's why. Warzone comes out. Its new big thing is the loadout system. You can create a class and you can put it into a battle royale. Brand new, right? Okay, what is the best loadout to use? Go on YouTube. Guess what? Every YouTuber out there is making videos on this. All of them getting millions of views. Why? Because everyone's in lockdown and everyone's playing Warzone. And it is the meta. So They then go and actually move away from this a little bit with Warzone 2. They made the amount of time before a loadout comes in longer. They made loadouts mean less. Well, when people make the new loadout videos, what's the best loadout? Guess what? They get less views. These people have millions of followers, so they complain about the way that loadouts work, therefore making it seem as though everyone wants loadouts. But in reality, it's a bunch of YouTubers, it's a bunch of streamers who just want views. Anyway.
Trying to regain or something, but you're using the same gun over and over, basically. It's boring. To me, it's boring. It's why I don't play Warzone that much. Frankly, I just don't. I don't want that. I want there to be a sense of improvement, accomplishment, a sense of value to the loot that you get. It doesn't feel like Warzone has ever had that. So, I believe Blackout's better. Yeah, I do. All right. One of the big things that a lot of people are talking about as well is Black Ops 7 Zombies. I don't have any info on this. I don't. I know there's some rumors floating. I would love to see what they're going to do with it, because if there is anything that Black Ops 6 did well, it's zombies. Yep. I feel like, did they do it perfect? No. People were upset here and there with a few changes, but overall.
Also, do you want a little circumstance of? I'm pausing this video too much. I'm aware. The circumstance of the Call of Duty community being dumb. Do you remember how everyone was complaining about Liberty Falls? Oh well. Do you know what the #1 played zombies map is still? By like twofold. It's Liberty Falls.
If you want to say anything about Black Ops 6 positively, like or in a positive light, they did zombies pretty well. The zombies community is pretty happy with their current game. I know for us multiplayer people, we fucking hate it. I know. But we're not the only people in the game that play it. We're not the only people that matter. Some people like campaign. I think there's something mentally wrong with those people.
Whoa!
I will never, ever judge a COD on its campaign. Sure, COD can have some great campaigns, but no one is ever making a tier list of best to worst CODs based off of the 10-hour campaign when they got 30 days played in multiplayer. It's just not happening.
I've done it.
Okay, so zombies, I would love to see more zombies in Black Ops 7. I guarantee we will. It's being made by Treyarch and, is it Raven? No. I mentioned it before. They have a co-developer. It's not Sledgehammer either. Maybe it is Raven. I don't know. Treyarch and somebody else. I forget their co-developer. But so with Treyarch, you expect zombies, right?
Ranking every Call of Duty campaign from worst to best. 1.1 million views. Yeah, I guess no one did care about that one.
And they did a good job with BO6, so I kind of have high hopes for BO7 zombies too. Now this is basically a 95% guarantee. I am extremely confident in this. Because of their experience with Modern Warfare 2 being shit and MW3 being vastly improved, bringing back the original maps as well, there is a 95% chance they're remaking all of the original Black Ops 2 maps in Black Ops 7. Now,
Zombie Chronicles 2 is like what he's talking about there.
This goes along with another huge debate right now, because people found certain things in files currently in Black Ops 6 that wall running will be back in Black Ops 7. I find that insanely unlikely. For a major flaw in this thought process.
So he made this then before the COD pod.
Is that none of the BO2 maps were designed for wall running. None of the Black Ops 6 maps were designed for wall running either. Every time we've had wall running, every time we've had the exoskeletons, the advanced movement, whatever you want to call it, whatever we had, you know, BO3, AW, yada yada, BO4, IW even. Those maps were designed for that movement system. They had windows in certain locations, jump ups in certain locations, lines of sight in certain locations. If you put that into a game that isn't designed for it, it is going to demolish the game. It is going to break it beyond belief. So, extremely unlikely there will be jetpacks, there will be wall running, there will be, you know, any of that stuff in this game. It just doesn't make sense, okay? And a lot of people thought, well, maybe they're going to have some maps for it and some maps not. Firstly, I don't think they're good enough to do that as a development studio. To have a completely different movement mechanic only available.
They wouldn't do that anyway. Like I think dividing your community in any way is a bad thing to begin with. Even to the point where we have core and hardcore, I think is detrimental to the game in the long run. Like it's needed at this point because they've always had it, but I do think that's detrimental to the game, and because you can't design. You have to design the game in two different ways, have two different like damage properties on weapons, and like for example, you play hardcore, all of a sudden something like a gas grenade doesn't work because your tick damage on your gas grenade is just going to kill someone, which means your area denial on a map is massive because if you just throw one of those nades, it kills anyone that goes in it, right? So it just makes the development nightmare even worse.
Available on some maps, I just don't believe in it. Secondly, that would also break the fluidity of the game. If you played Black Ops 6 right now and you only had Omni movement on 3 or 4 maps, it would be so weird and awkward. So extremely unlikely. Extremely. Now, what will they do with movement? I actually think they will slow the movement down. Ooh. I know that's a weird take. I think they're testing it currently in Warzone. I know the start of the season, they said they tweaked the movement in Warzone and slowed it down a bit to make it not so insane. I don't know why. Only in Warzone. But I'm willing to guess
I know why.
That they're probably going to try to do the same thing with Black Ops 7 and slow the movement down.
Because they're trying to make it more close to the original.
It's more
Warzone,
noob friendly when it's slower. And we know they cater to the less skilled. Bottom line, why wouldn't they? It's 90% of their game. And it also helps mouse and keyboard players keep up a little bit, which is also a benefit for them. So I would expect the movement to be slowed down. Not insane. We could still have Omni movement, but it won't be full slide, full slide, full slide, full slide. No, it won't be, it'll be slowed down.
I don't know about that. I don't think
what I would love to see in Black Ops 7, complete speculation on this and wishing for it, more variety in weapons. And I say this all the time, every time I have a complaint about Black Ops 6, I find it disgusting and embarrassing that there is a larger weapon pool, weapon variety in Black Ops 2, the original BO2 from 18 years ago at this point, than there is in 2025 in Black Ops 6.
By the way, he's not talking about more weapons here, he's talking about viable weapons.
In Black Ops 6, if you want to succeed, you are going to use one of two weapons, a rifle or an SMG. You're not going to use a sniper, you're not going to use a shotgun, you're not going to use the LMGs, you're not going to use the marksman rifles because they nerfed them all there too, you're not going to use the melee, there's no riot shield. And back in original BO2, you had a riot shield, you had the explosive crossbow, you had the AN-94 for a full auto weapon, you had an M8 for a burst weapon. The LMGs, granted, not as good. They were okay though, especially with the target finder, like the LSATs and stuff like that. There was more weapon variety in a game that you guys designed 18 years ago than now.
He's not
How
wrong.
we got to that point, no clue. Because naturally, in my mind, I think we should improve upon things we've already built, and somehow we've regressed. We got worse. So we need more variety in the game. Going along with that variety statement, I would love to see what was so successful in Modern Warfare 3 in Black Ops 7. Weekly aftermarket part releases, a monthly camo if you do all the weekly challenges. I'm sure it was good for player retention. It was fun for us as creators and other people just playing the game to use new stuff or to even use the same weapons in a different way. If you make them shoot 2 shots at once. But yeah, the problem is a lot of these aftermarket parts, and I know this, they suck. They're not very good.
Yep.
And they're very bad. In fact, almost impossible to use against meta weapons a lot of the time. But try to do a better job with balancing them, please. If anything, make them overpowered. Let something new be fucking overpowered for a little bit, and then nerf it. Because as it stands, I've died to the same overpowered shit for months on end. I might as well get something new that's overpowered for at least 1 month. At least 1 month. Fuck,
so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, is I think they're going to go... I think the future of weapons and what they should do in the game is make less weapons, but more mods, right? So you have less weapons, but every week a new mod's added in. You don't need to add as many weapons. Now, will they do that? I don't know. I think that's one thing that they can do, but I think they also should do weapon mods that are earnable in difficult ways, like gunfight tournaments. I still think they should do search and destroy tournaments. I still think there should be like a Trials of Osiris, but in Call of Duty. I think that'd be dope. I think it'd be so cool.
So would love to see that. The next thing I wanted to bring up was carryover into BO7. This is a weird one because they did carry over for a lot of things in MW2 to MW3, but it is a lot of work, even if they use the same engine, which is weird. And I mean, one of the biggest pain points that I remember when BO6 dropped was that you didn't, even though we were, I remember it was MW3 dropped, the double XP tokens weren't going to carry over.
It was Black Ops 6.
And then there was like a glitch and it worked, and then they took them away, and it was really stupid. It was a bad decision. Once it was possible, it was a really dumb call to take it back. And so I'm hoping in BO7 we do get carryover. But again, this is going to be very, very balance oriented.
You guys already know how I feel about this. I think this is dumb. I think this is a dumb take, Marksman. I debated you on it. I've done videos with Marksman before, like way back, Black Ops 3 era, by the way. It's dumb take. I hate carryover. I think it's dumb. I think it's bloating. I think there's no reason for it. I think it's a slippery slope, and I think it's just to push microtransactions. Yeah, I know you're telling me to take a deep breath, but you guys know how stupid I think this take is. I think it's dumb. I think if you want to use those weapons, play maybe I'm old school like this. Maybe it's just like I want a new Call of Duty game to be a new Call of Duty game. But I hate carry forward. I hate it. I think it's bloating. I think you're just gonna it makes it so that the next game feels too much like the previous game. I think there's so many reasons for them not to do it. I don't like this take. I don't like it.
You know, we do not want to bring all of Black Ops 6 weapons into Black Ops 7, and
you just said you wanted carry forward.
They are all just fucking better. What's the point?
Well, I could say the same thing in the opposite way. Why would you bring all of the Black Ops 6 weapons forward if they're all worse? There's just no point in doing it. It's just bloating.
And so I think they did a very good job at MW3. I actually did. Excluding the explosive crossbow, which should have been able to counter riot shields from the get-go.
Yeah, and then you make a good point, Kevin. Then you're using 1990s weapon in 2035. Like, they better be worse.
They never did. And then they, after so many months of updates, they ended up having like 5 riot shield counters, right? You got the plasma cannon, the sword, the bow, explosive bow. They ended up having like a shitload of counters to the riot shield. But if they just made the crossbow explosive tip counter to begin with, it would have been fine. As much as I enjoy riot shielding and other things in the game that annoy players typically, I also believe that there should be counters to those things. It's just up to the player to use that counter. And then it's up to the riot shielder to figure out how to beat that counter if they can. So yeah, carry over to BO7. Would love to see it. I think it's very, very likely. But
I think it's likely as well.
With the pushback that they got.
What's the point? I don't get it. I hate this take. I hate it.
As well before doing the carryover, it might cause a problem or two. I think it was well done in MW3 though. I do. Something with the Omni movement I would love to see changed is, and you see this in the video while I'm using a single.
And again, I'm going to say this really, really quickly. Guns already feel way too similar in this game. So you add more of them, so you bring in Black Ops 6 weapons, they're just going to feel familiar to the 2035 weapons, and it's pointless. I hate it. I hate the idea. I hate the idea.
Fire gun, that little sniper, the new marksman rifle, is because of the movement system and because of Omni movement and sprint restore, which keeps your movement sprinting even though you change direction. It makes it very difficult to use hip fire stuff. Whether it's a hip fire shotgun or it's a hip fire, even a hip fire the marksman rifle or a sniper rifle or a Kimbo's, you basically have to turn off your sprint restore and turn off your sprint on forward stick. You have to like make it. And if you do that, you are at a severe disadvantage. Severe. You slow down so much.
So yeah, when this game came out, I made a video in the beta and I was hating the beta. And then I changed one setting and it was the auto sprint on move. I can't remember what the exact setting is. The game went from feeling like total garbage to me feeling like a god because most people weren't using that setting. So I immediately made a video saying you need to change this setting. And people were immediately like, holy crap, this is a different game. But imagine if you don't watch YouTube videos. You'd pick up the game and it would immediately feel horrible.
And other people are just zipping around you. Maybe that'll be solved if they slow down the movement overall, like I mentioned. But without that, you can't really use the hipfire shotguns well. You can't hipfire a sniper that well because you every time you push forward or to the left or the right, just even a teeny bit, you do fucking sprints. and he puts his gun down, and he pulls it up, and put it down, pulling up, putting it down, pulling up, and it delays your time of fire,
rid
and
of
you're
tax
fucking
sprint.
dying over and over because you have your sprint to fire speed every time you try to move.
Get rid of tax sprint.
Unusable, really. It's kind of dumb. And all of my friends that play, I think Wildcat turned off sprint restore like the second day. He was like, this shit's unbearable. I can't use it. But with it off, like I said, severe disadvantage in the movement. This is a huge wish, and I know this is kind of crazy to even bring up because we don't have it in BO6, but it wasn't BO2, and it wasn't BO3, and it wasn't BO4. Was it BO3? Pick 10.
Yeah, everyone.
Why
wants that.
don't we have the pick 10? Well, I think that has got to be one of the best balancing mechanics in class creation they've ever made, and it should be in every fucking game.
Yep.
This is one of those things that
spam.
this is good. Why don't we incorporate this into every game we make? Not even just Treyarch games, Infinity Ward games. Pick 10 is good. What is wrong? It makes it so you can build your class pretty.
Big brain prediction. They bring it in Black Ops 7 because that's the current rumor. They bring it in Black Ops 7. It's unreal. They fine tune it throughout the year, and then Modern Warfare 4 comes out and doesn't have it, and everyone's mad about it. Calling it now. Write it down. Clip this.
Differently, right? You can make it standard 1, 2, 3 perks. You can go with ignore the third perk. Like in this game, I was picking 3 red perks while I was playing Respawn, and I was like, man, that middle red perk is dog shit.
Yep.
Like Assassin, I don't fucking need this. This thing's dog shit. I would just get rid of that. Extra point somewhere else. Fuck it. Why not? And so I really like the pick 10 system. And if they wanted to pick 13, pick 12, pick 15, whatever, it's a pick a number and then make it so people can build their classes a little differently. I like that. I like that. Obviously, if you guys haven't played, well, I feel like since it's in some newer games as well, you probably have played with the pick system at some point. But I would love to see pick 10 back or pick 12, whatever. Someone brought this up in chat, and I kind of marked it down because I agree, but I am very hesitant to believe this will ever happen, or purposefully happen. Better kill streaks.
Yes.
I think it's fair to say that kill streaks over time have gotten just
Thank
thrown
you,
into the trash.
dude. Why is nobody else saying yes? Yes.
As I mentioned
Your stupid carry forward comment is forgiven.
earlier, loves to cater to the lower skilled players. If you are a good player in a lower skilled lobby and you're getting kill streaks and you're just chaining kill streaks, you are just, it's like a win more effect. You just, the people who are winning are going to win more. And they start beating down the noobs so much where they just all quit. I think this is also a side effect of skill-based matchmaking, the way you fucking built it. You know, if in team balancing, if you put me in a game where I have to fight people who are lower skilled level than me, and I'm essentially supposed to carry the bigger noobs on my team, if I get a lot of streaks because I'm better than them and I'm just chaining streaks on them, they're going to leave. If they're beating my noobs and I'm getting like 3v1, 4v1 and I'm dying a lot because of it, and they're putting streaks on me, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to stay and carry the shitters. And so what they did was they said, well, we're just going to make kill streaks awful.
Yeah, I hate that.
And that way, both sides won't be.
That's just like one dopamine gameplay thing that you're just not going to get that used to be in Call of Duty. 100% agree.
Encouraged to leave the game because of the system we've already created. And so I do not think it's going to happen. I would love to see it happen. I'm kind of disappointed that in most of the recent games, sadly, the best kill streaks that you can use are a UAV and a personal UAV. It's fucking boring. You know, compared to back in the day, I used to do swarms and search and destroy. That was fun. Used to do VSATs. You can still do those. They're still decent. They've made them worse over time, but they're okay. Used to have the wraps and BO3.
Yes.
Those things were terrifying and fucking really good.
Killer meatballs.
I mean, dude, even look at the original RC car versus the RC car we have now. The RC car we used to have used to be easy to control. You could zip around on it, and it might even take a bullet or two to kill. After, like, it would take a couple bullets to kill. Nowadays, if you breathe on the thing, it disappears. And it has the worst handling I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Even as something as simple as the RC car has just been fucked over the years. So, better streaks.
Agreed.
It'd be nice.
That's a good one.
Right? It'd be nice. It feels good to call in a streak and have it actually accomplish something. I can't count how many times I've called in one of the 7, 8, 9 kill streaks that didn't get a single damn kill.
What they should do, we already know that the DAWG, the robot dog, is in there. They should have the dog, and then they should have the dogs. And dog is just one that follows you around and covers you like Call of Duty Ghosts. And the dogs, who let the dogs out? is a bunch of dogs. That's what they should do.
Kill. Not a single fucking kill. And lastly, I want to say this because I have a theory, and it might be incorrect, and you're willing to comment and tell me I'm wrong. It's fine. But I have a theory that even the worst Call of Duties, the worst, okay? And I definitely tell you, I think Infinite Warfare, Ghost, dog shit games, okay? I'm not like all games are great. They're not. I'm pretty, like I said, I'm pretty fair. I try to be fair. Coming from Search and Destroy, I'm not trying to speak for people who play Respawn a lot or people who play Zombies a lot. Coming from Search and Destroy, pretty fair. But all Call of Duties are fun for like the first month of release.
Yep.
And there's a couple reasons why. One is not everybody has figured out the meta yet, right? Which is good because you see more variety during that time period.
Yep.
Or they haven't leveled all those guns up.
This is an interesting take so far. I'm liking it.
Good and bad, because, you know, obviously there are a bunch of people saying, this is the new meta, you gotta use this, here's my... And honestly, I get it, but fuck you guys. Like, I use everything, and yeah, I use things that are overpowered, I use things that are underpowered. I level up every gun, all the time, every year. Because you never know when they might buff or nerf some things to make things better or worse. And it's fun to use all the things. It's fun to make videos over bad things. It's fun to make videos over good things. It's fun to get, as long as you can get some kills. Some guns are so bad, it is not even worth trying to use them. I get it. But most guns are okay. Okay. A little bit. But the first part of the theory is all CODs can be fun for at least a month. One reason being, nobody knows what is the best thing yet. And the big number two to that is a lot of the people who love to just dick ride the best thing nonstop are working on their fucking camos. Those dumb idiot fucks are camo grinding for the first month. For some reason, again, I do camo grind too, I guess, but not in multiplayer, not every year. Because goddamn, who gives a shit? From my perspective. If you like it, go for it. But it's funny how many people are like, oh, once I finish my camo, I quit.
So essentially what he's saying is it's good early on because there's variety and not everyone is playing in the exact same way because they're either doing camo challenges or haven't figured it out yet.
COD is not a camo grind simulator. Who the fuck wants to do that? For the first month, if anything, you should be playing to have fun because that's, like I said, the key time period when it's possible. And then after the month, the sweaty losers get their camo unlocked, they find out what the meta is, and they dick ride it for the next 9 months straight until the devs might finally nerf it, and they probably still won't. But that's my theory. COD theory. You can disagree if you want.
It's not really
a
theory, it's just the truth.
But that's the Black Ops 7 stuff. I wanted to dispel some of the myths of this BS, you know, like, oh, they're gonna have jetpacks again, or they're gonna have the wall running. It's just so unlikely with the map design. Because I really believe, even if they don't remaster all BO2.
I think it's been confirmed that not all the maps are going to be BO2 maps, but a lot of them are, and he's right that the movement mechanics wouldn't work.
2 maps,
unless
which
they
I
change
really
the maps.
believe they will, because that's a big selling point.
They already said that they're not doing the movement mechanics.
One of the
biggest
biggest complaints about
that.
BO6 is bad maps. BO2 has some of the best maps ever made in their franchise. Even if they did full new maps that were catered to the new advanced movement that people might rumorly have, right? That still leaves all of the BO6 maps that weren't designed for it, which would just instantly ruin those maps. Like, even more so. So I very much doubt that's coming. Just wanted to dispel some of the rumors.
Yeah, I think the biggest one that I liked there was better kill streaks. I've been saying that since the very beginning of Black Ops 6. I think the dumbest take is carry forward, followed closely by no one cares about campaign, because that's like my whole channel. So, ouch. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I don't see us getting better streaks, if I'm gonna be honest with you. They never do things we want. And pick 10. Hopefully pick 10.